Hi guys, it's December the 12th, yay, it's Saturday, 2 weeks today will be Boxing Day, so we're on door number 12 with the calendar, and we're in a different spot today. I've actually come down the field, and I've got not just one special guest coming today, I've got 3 special guests coming today. Yeah, I wasn't sure if the other 2 were going to come, but yeah, we got a good, can you hear the robins? There's 3 robins out there. I don't know if you can hear them chirping. They're all asking for seed, I think, because I usually feed them seed down there. Yeah, so we are going to open the calendar. I will open the calendar now, and then when my guest comes, we'll have a little chat to them about what their Christmases were like and everything, and being serenaded by the robins. And yeah, so should we open this now? Oh, hang on, we need to do a decoration as well. No, we'll do the calendar first, and we'll maybe do a decoration in a bit, but maybe actually we'll leave the decoration for today, because I've got to take them all back down again to actually drive back. So we'll do a decoration tomorrow, we'll leave the decoration today, and we'll do the calendar, and then we'll have some chat with guests. So I'll move you around now so we can do the calendar. Right, day 12 of the calendar. So there's the car so far. Here's the calendar. Right, oh, I can see 12. Oh. Andy, you might be right. Let's drag this closer. Now it's day 12. Day 12 is just there, and it's a big circle. What does that tell you? It's not square like the top of there. Like I thought it was going to be the cover for that. But circles mean wheels. Excellent. Should we dive into it? Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep these doors on there because it's a big circle. Let's bend that back. Oh, that door's playing up again. It's wheels. See if I can keep the door on there. Oh wow. Oh, it's 2 wheels. 2 wheels. And a bag with 2 screws in, 2 very small screws. Hang on. Look at that. Wheels. Excellent. Right, let's move that back there. Right, day 12. What side are we putting them on? Right, we're putting these ones on the front. So I'll zoom you in for that. Right, can you see? Excellent. Wheels. Right, we're really going to start looking like a car now. So let's just tip the screws out there. This is going to be quite quick, isn't it? So there we go, there's the wheel. Just going to pop it on there and put a screw in, and that's it. Oh, exciting. I can't believe we got wheels. Yeah, that feels good. Look, a wheel. I wonder if this is how they felt like when they actually invented the wheel. There we go. Very easy job today. Very easy. Tweak that one up a bit more. Tweak this one up a bit more. It did look like it had moved then. There we go. Whoa! How cool is that? You can feel the gears in it now. You can feel the motor. Oh, super chuffed. Right, let's put this bag back in and try and close the door up. Yeah, it closes up. Look, we got wheels. How cool is that? How utterly cool is that? Right. So I'm guessing, because number 13 is next to it on the calendar, that we're going to have wheels tomorrow as well. So I can't wait for that. We're almost running. We're almost running. Right, let me just pull you back a minute. Wheels. Right, I'm going to tidy the calendar up, and I'm going to put the kettle on, and I'm going to wait for my guests to turn up. I think one should be here fairly soon, and the other two are coming a little bit after. So hopefully we'll get some good stories off of them. Hopefully. So we shall see you later. We'll see you in a minute. Probably now. Hello guys. Right, I got a van full here in the clubhouse, and the festive clubhouse, and I'm just going to do some Christmas memories with them. So you should be able to see Dan, Rick and Steve. So say hello guys.
Hello. Hello. Merry Christmas.
We've already been sharing a few Christmas stories between us, so they've saved some for this. So Dan, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
So what was Christmas Eve like for you when you were a kid?
Absolute rubbish.
Was it?
No, it was good. Christmas Eve, I suppose just like any other child really. I'd be put to bed at a relatively reasonable time, so my parents thought.
Put to bed, or
no, I was put to bed.
Like, really sort of eager to get there.
No, I was forced to bed, because otherwise I'd have hidden behind the sofa and waited for everybody to go to bed. And, so yeah, I was put to bed and checked upon, because obviously it's an exciting time, isn't it? And I just used to have lots of trouble getting off to sleep, and eventually I'd fall to sleep, and then I'd wake up some ungodly hour, like all kids do, Christmas morning. And I remember that all my presents were put in the lounge, and I was the youngest in the family. The others were kind of adults by that time, and so I was the only one that they really concentrated on. So I got quite a lot of bits and bobs.
So you're spoiled.
Yeah. I kind of guess you could say that. But I should remember the getting up in the morning, going in, and the one thing that I can remember really vividly was I used to have a bike. I used to get a bike nearly every Christmas, or every couple of Christmases, because at that stage you're growing, aren't you? And I always really wanted.
Dan came from money.
I didn't know.
Bike every Christmas.
I had this. I always wanted a grifter, and as I got older, I always wanted a chopper bike. Invariably, I'd end up getting some woman's shopper.
Yeah.
That Mum had thought would last me for a lot longer than
lovely practical
so
bike.
practical bike, exactly.
Yeah.
And one year she bought me a folding bike. Why, I don't know. I wasn't going anywhere. I had no transport to take it anywhere. And I remember that. But I just remember getting down the hall and getting to the lounge, and this smell of the rubber of the tyres.
Oh yeah.
And that was kind of, to me, that's one long lasting memory of Christmas. But there was other things I used to get, like my dad used to, which I was saying earlier, it was a stock thing that my dad used to get me, a World of Sport annual and a football annual. Of course I had no interest.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. He envisaged me as some sort of Pele, and all he got was somebody who had two left feet and couldn't stand up properly. So I think I was a disappointment to him in that department. So I remember that, and I remember Christmas dinner. I remember.
Did you used to have Christmas dinner at home?
Yeah, we'd have it at home, and I always remember every year without fail, the brother that was next up from me used to argue that I got more roast potatoes than him. That'd end up with a big free for all.
Did you?
Yeah, probably. But so good memories. And then sort of Christmas afternoon, broken toys scattered all around the house, and just watching Christmas movies like The Wizard of Oz, that was really prominent at that point. But good Christmases, good growing up.
So what was Boxing Day like? Was that sort of similar sort of vein?
Yeah, it was Boxing Day was pretty much much more relaxed than Christmas Day. I think it was things like Bubble and Squeak that was made out from the leftovers and stuff like that. And Mum used to make these amazing mince pies, Christmas cakes and things. But she always started the Christmas cakes probably around about 4 or 5 months prior to Christmas. Yeah. And used to put so much alcohol into it that, you'd always have the fire brigade on standby. There was so much. But those are sort of lasting memories that I have.
Brilliant.
But particularly the smell of that rubber in the morning, going down, you know, and you got.
So on your videos, you take your kids out to all these Christmassy places before Christmas. Did you get any of that when you were younger?
No, not really. I don't think there was any of that. I mean, the only thing that today that I had in them days that resembles today is that we'd have a school fete, which is it was called a Christmas fete then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was pre-PC.
Yeah.
So it was a Christmas fete. It wasn't rubbishy winter festivals. It was a Christmas fete, and there was always one of the parents that was generally done up Father Christmas, and that was it. That was all we do. There was none of this going to Lapland and all that was just not done. That wasn't done.
No, there does seem a lot more money around.
Yeah,
than there used to be. It was quite simple, wasn't it?
It was very simple, you know. And it was you know, it was.
One of your uncles dressed up as Father.
That's it.
Rather ridiculous.
That's exactly what it
obvious.
was. That's it. Always a drunk uncle as well.
Yeah. They do actually a lot of people now. A lot of my friends now. They do amazingly extravagant things for Christmas.
It's pointless.
It's almost. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't want to sort of down on them, but the money that they'll spend on a Christmas event is quite. And the funny thing is, as I think all of us realise, that you struggle to remember some of those things from your sort of 5, 6, 7-year-olds. So it's almost wasted on them because they'll get to 20, and unless they watch that as a video over and over again each year, they'll forget they ever went.
That's the thing with Dan. I mean, last year you took your kids to see Father Christmas at Lapland
UK. Which was a big
and that was
event.
actually really good because it all started off with the kids getting something through the post saying you're invited or something.
Yeah.
And it's all like if you go back and watch Dan's video from last year, it was actually really good. And what I thought was really good was when they actually got round to Santa at the end, he knew their names and everything, and he knew some personal things about them. You could see the shock on, was it Fox's face?
Yeah, he was like, because he'd been tumbled, didn't he? He'd been battled. So that
was really good.
Cool.
So,
but there are things we've done like that. Like we've taken the Christmas lights and stuff like that. And Fox is young enough to enjoy it. And I think with Willow, I think she's got to the point now where it's become a chore, and she's not enjoying it so much.
That's just part of growing up.
She
will get back to enjoying it.
Yeah, I hope so.
So this is for everybody. What sort of decorations did you have at Christmas time?
That's so interesting.
Paper chains.
Paper chains. Make paper chains. But we had, I don't know whether this is because we lived in Hong Kong as kids, and we had a lot of these sort of Chinese lanterns that used to open up. And
you know what? My dad was fascinated with them, and one year he insisted. I don't know where he got them.
Flat.
And I remember it had like a tassel hanging from the bottom of it.
And they were really intricate. When you opened them up,
that's right.
You could on the stronger ones you could put a candle inside, and they lit. But they were Christmas decorations that you had. And the other thing with those. Do you remember those big baubles that used to sort of like they were cut? They'd be a flat piece.
Yes.
And they'd open to it, and you'd hang one in the middle.
You'd unfold them, and they'd rot into a ball, or
you'd hang one in the middle of the lounge, maybe and then you put chains going out. Always chains going out to the corner.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
so did you have real Christmas trees or
no? I think we had a Woolworths one that lasted for 20 odd years.
From the 70s, my main memory of a Christmas tree is a silver tinsel. I don't know why.
You'd always watch shows of, particularly American shows, where they always went out to cut down a Christmas tree at Christmas time. But
that's right.
In the sort of Anglo society that we lived in, I think it was always plastic trees.
Always. Never remember anything else.
Yeah, and I think that was not because... Well, it was because there weren't trees. There weren't the trees around. We didn't live in Scandinavian countries where there were trees. They weren't as omnipresent, were they?
No, and you've now got farms, haven't you, that grow specifically for the purpose of Christmas.
I do remember Christmas tree lots from lots. That's an American term, isn't it? Christmas tree for sale places, you know. From back when I was a kid, I remember sort of.
See, I don't remember that.
No, I don't
the
remember
markets.
That.
I think it used to be the markets that used to do them mostly. Because every town used to have a little local market, didn't it? And
I remember that from when my kids were kids, but I don't remember that from when I was.
No, I don't remember when I was a kid. That. No.
I think you made that up, Damon.
Yeah.
Probably dreamt
now who's the posh one?
Yeah.
The real tree.
With his Christmas lots and he's going down there.
I grew up mainly in Thornbury, so that was they had a lovely little local market there, which used to be good every year.
I know now there's some beautiful blue spruces. They're all different trees that don't lose their. Because when I first got my first Christmas tree, Day would have been when my children were younger. You used to you used to just have twigs, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sort of, Boxing Day,
Christmas
Day,
Day,
wouldn't it? Yeah, the dog would run into the tree. All the
Sorry,
vines would
state.
drop off, and you just have sort of like a twig in a bucket with some tinsel on it.
And the tinsel used to be really thin, didn't it, back then?
That's
It was just
right.
this
It
real
was.
thin
It was
string.
like anorexic tinsel,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
So Steve,
Yes,
over
mate.
to you.
Yes.
Christmas Eve, how did that go when you were
Christmas Eve
young?
was exciting. I think, like Dan said, we struggled. We were virtually pushed to bed. I think it was hard to sleep. So you'd really
I don't understand, because I used to be so keen to go to bed.
keen. Yes, I think we were keen to go to bed, but too excited to go to
Yeah,
bed.
yeah.
Yeah, so you were sort of.
Oh, I never said I
hyper.
want to sleep.
Yeah, so you do the same sort of thing. You'd sort of sit with your eyes open, hoping you'd sort of get a glimpse of Santa Claus coming in, but you always seem to fall asleep before they got there. Probably because your parents were making sure they could
That's right,
listen.
yeah.
Wait for your
And-
breathing.
But we always had a pillowcase. We always had a pillowcase at the end of the bed, and I think we talked about this earlier, Dan. Parents used to say the stuff in the sack was from Santa Claus.
Yes.
But your main present, if it was a bigger present, would have been under the tree,
Yeah.
and that was from your parents. So it wasn't big things, but there was always a selection box. Always had a
I
selection
remember the
box
selection box.
with like a Bounty Bar and a Milky Way,
Yeah,
Curly
chocolate,
Whirly.
Curly Whirly,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. There was always finger of fudge, always a selection box, always tangerines and oranges in the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah, fruit,
Nuts.
yeah.
For some reason, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
it was
even like.
that generation, I think, handed down
Yeah,
that tradition,
tangerine.
didn't they?
And then there'd be some smaller sort of but bulky presents that went in there, and always an annual every
Yeah.
year. Dandy Beano,
Yeah.
Twinkle, all the annuals.
Rupert the Bear.
Yeah, Rupert the Bear we talked about. But I vividly remember waking up. It probably wasn't every Christmas, but it seemed like every Christmas. I'd wake up and my older sister, was at the end of the bed reading my annual because she was an early riser, and that used to really wind me up. And then we'd be like, "Mum!" Like this, big arguments
used
before.
now.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I remember before the selection boxes came out. I remember the first time I saw a selection box, but prior to that, it was like this rubbishy old stocking
Netted plastic
that's
netted
right.
with
Yeah,
a cardboard
thing
top
with bars of
clips.
chocolate and bits.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Probably still do them.
They
don't they?
probably
do.
still do. So yeah, that was Christmas Eve. Christmas Day was trying to get up and not wake my parents. It was quite different. We try not to wake the parents, because the parents wanted to. They would say, look, when you get up in the morning, play with your toys, but they wanted to have a line, because they'd probably been up till 3
Yeah,
waiting for us
yeah.
to get to sleep. So we used to, and I think we used to also cook them breakfast.
Oh.
So we would have made something. It would only be like toast and marmalade and a cup of tea or something like that. So you'd make them breakfast if you could. So they'd get that
Can you
breakfast.
see that halo around Steve?
No, but we'd leave it really late so they could have a lie-in sort of
Yeah.
7:30.
Yeah.
You know, you go in with a little tray. They go. They had about 3 hours sleep. So that was sort of Christmas Day.
Brilliant. So did you get to go with family or anything Christmas Day? Or?
We always lived in strange places, so we
of course,
rarely
yeah.
had Christmas with other people outside of our family unit.
Your parents were in the military?
Yeah, we lived overseas for
Yeah.
much of my life, so no, not really. The Boxing Day was always like leftovers from the day before.
Yeah,
One of my
that's it,
biggest memories from Christmas, from Boxing Day, was toasties. I don't know if anyone used to, the Breville toasty maker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you put stuffing in it and chicken.
Oh, yes.
Anything left over from Christmas, you'd have all the different stuffings and then
Yes.
you make them into a toasty. That was, and dip it in tomato sauce. That was the sort of level of.
Totally forgot about that. They were quite a new thing, weren't they? In the sort of
Yeah,
70s, 80s, the 70s, the Revell toasters.
Great for using up all the Christmas extras
Yes.
and things like that. You could do that. And Boxing Day, though, if we were in a place it could, that was the day we'd visit extended family and sort of you'd have more of a sort of, if you could, or friends at the very least would come
Yeah,
on Boxing
yeah.
Day, and because Christmas Day was all a bit of a pyjamas, sort of nobody did much sort of day. It was all a bit lazy, and it run through to Christmas dinner, which which was always a big event. You know, you got all the different meats and everything. But I always remember Christmas pudding was the sort of finale of every Christmas dinner. And even though we were stuffed to overflow, literally couldn't eat another thing.
It was the law, though, wasn't it?
You'd have Christmas pudding.
It was the law, wasn't it?
And Mum would say, "What do you want? You know, custard or cream or ice cream?" And we'd all say, "Yeah, please."
All of it.
You'd eat your Christmas pudding, and you were like a lead balloon.
Comatose all afternoon.
Sit there and read your Beano for the rest of the afternoon.
2 hours later, the buffet comes out for tea, is it?
Yeah, and it's kick in, and then the next day, say the toasties came out, and you'd have those leftover sort of meals. You said bubble and squeak.
Yeah.
There was sort of anything seemed to be turkey and ham going on for a long, long time.
Way into New Year, as far as I can remember.
Yeah.
So in the military, then, were you obviously friends with all the other children?
Yeah.
So did you do anything special for Christmas?
Not on Christmas Day. We did have similar sort of. We always had Christmas fates, similar sort of thing.
Oh,
you know,
right.
usually at school, you go into
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
and it would be like a Christmas, almost like an extension of. You remember Harvest Festival?
Yes, you bring a tin of whatever in.
Tinners there, put it all
That's
up on
right,
stage.
that's right.
And thing. So we used to have a Harvest Festival, which was like. You know, it was the equivalent of Americans' Thanksgiving actually, but they seem to have dropped it for some reason. I don't know why. But it was it was like Thanksgiving. It was at the end of a big harvest. You were meant to celebrate an abundance of food.
Yes.
So you'd bring food into school. So there was always the nativity at schools, a nativity thing, and you go into school and
school. I forgot about school.
School used to do have quite a big part to play in sort of the Christmas play, but that was all a little bit before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. By Christmas.
Did you get like at the end of term time at Christmas, were you allowed to take games in on the next day?
Yeah.
Mufti as well.
Yeah.
Mufti days. Did you have mufti?
Yes. Yeah. Just ordinary clothes.
Yeah. Everybody could wear mufti.
Oh yeah.
Didn't have to wear because
No
we had
non-uniform
school
day.
uniform. Obviously,
We used to go to
Good
non-uniform.
memories of school. It's called school fates and things. I remember one year we did those. I think kids are starting. Well, Willow and Fox starting to do them again. The paper chains that you lick. And you
so you buy
used to do them and hang them up. And there was always a letter box that they made out of red crepe paper and some cotton wool.
and you could put your Santa's
And you could
letter
put your Santa's letters into them.
Did you all write Santa letters?
every year.
Yeah.
Santa's
No,
letter.
you didn't, Rick.
No, didn't
I used to love getting my letter back from Santa.
Might have done. I very faint memory of possibly doing it once.
I used to love getting my letter back.
I never got a letter back.
letter back.
No.
He was a busy Santa, never used to write. I used to just write a lot of things that I wanted, send it off to Santa. Never
That's
got
it.
it.
Yeah, no, I never got a return. No, nothing.
The Bristol Santa must have been much better then.
He was obviously busy. Yeah.
Real trees, return letters from Santa. You had it all going on, didn't you, in Bristol?
Oh, what about you with the bike every year?
Well, yeah.
Hey, how many of us got
Women
a bike?
shopper bikes, though, let's be honest. There was never a grifter.
Bike every year, and
So you
fancy
never
having a
got
bike
your
every
grifter?
year.
No, I had a grifter, but that was got later on.
All right.
Commando.
I had
The Commando was one, wasn't it?
With the shift
Yeah.
on the handle rather than in the.
And I really, really would like an original 1970s chopper bike, kids bike. But it's
Thousands
fortune now.
Yeah.
Fortune. I remember one year my brother came home and he had this brand new chopper bike. He came in and my mum went, "Where'd you get that?" Because she was always a bit suspicious. "Where's he got that from?" And he told the lady up the road had bought it for her son for Christmas. And she said, "You don't go on the road with it. You go on the road or anywhere, or I'm taking it off you." And my brother was walking past the house and she called him over because she caught her son on the road. She went, "Hey, son, do you want a brand new chopper bike?" He went, "Well, yeah." So she gave it to my brother and said to her son, "Yeah, that'd be a lesson to you." Yeah, I remember that.
Horrible mum.
Wouldn't want to be brought up in that house.
Well, he did tell us that, my brother. Whether that was the truth or not. No, it was definitely true because my mum went and checked.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm going to check." And I said, "Oh, no." She said, "Yeah, I gave it to him." She went, "Because this one wouldn't stop going on the road with it."
Wicked.
It was, yeah.
That wasn't a very good Christmas then.
Not for him, no.
Rick, Christmas Eve
Well,
in your house.
To be honest, there's a lot of similarities with what Dan's story
Well,
was.
we're all similar age. So,
Yeah, and it's all similar era as well, and it was a similar sort of way we all did Christmas. But I remember there was always a lot of treats. Sort of 2 days before Christmas, there'd always be these treats, lots of chocolate and stuff. So, of course, Christmas Eve would all be bouncing off the walls, just like hyper. And yeah, you want to go to bed so you can go and fall asleep so Christmas Day gets here the next day really quick. but also I always wanted to see if I could catch a glimpse of Santa.
It's an angel.
Yeah.
Is that an angel's got its wings?
But yeah, I always would lay there determined to get a glimpse of Santa, and then I'd always fall asleep. And then there was one of my dad's old socks on the bottom of the bed. We never got posh pillowcases or what you had. It was one of my dad's socks. It was like probably the biggest thing I could find, and it would always be an orange, always a chocolate orange as well. Always had one of those.
Chocolate oranges,
and a walnut. So
walnut.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Just a walnut.
And it usually a couple of little silly things wrapped up in a like you always get those little games with the ball, you know.
Oh, I know, yeah.
And the little dimples that you got to
I
get.
just think actually with
God,
walnut, do you remember the magic tricks you used to get when you were a kid? And they used to use like half walnut, plastic half walnut.
Yes.
Oh God,
Doing the hide the pea thing.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. But it always used to be a half plastic walnut.
Yeah.
You used to have 3 of them.
That's
You used to
right.
do the
I
little
remember.
magic
Do you remember the crackers as well with the little fish in it? The fortune
Oh,
teller
yeah, they
fish.
fold out.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah, that's it.
They
Yeah.
still do those.
Do they?
Those, yeah.
Yeah.
So what sort of time did you get up on Christmas morning?
Well, it was always really, really early, sort of 5 o'clock in the morning, sort of thing. But we'd always try to like you. We'd always try to be quiet. But then, of course, in the stocking, you'd have one of those things you blow and they come out.
Oh yeah.
So like 5 o'clock in the morning. Christmas. Yeah, and like you, we'd sort of make breakfast and a cup of tea for the parents, just basically to hurry up and wake them up.
Because then you could do the presents under
Exactly.
the tree.
Yeah, so it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. We're Mum, Dad, Merry Christmas, because we were being kind with the breakfast. They couldn't have a shout at us or anything. So yeah, that was always good.
So did you spend Christmas Day at home, or did you?
Yeah, it was always at home. Well, when my sisters were at home as well. Yeah, it was all sort of proper family Christmas around, big dinner around the table and everything, all the usual.
What sort of time did you have dinner? Can you remember?
Oh, you sort of early afternoon, I think.
Yeah, so a lot of people tend to have Christmas dinner like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, don't they? It's like
Yeah, that's pretty much what we did, because it took so long
did
to
you not?
cook it all.
no. Mum
did you
used to
have
have dinner
yours?
made by about 12:30.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we had dinner about
early.
12. Yeah, 12:30 one we had dinner.
The thing is, we were already stuffing chocolate and stuff at
Yeah.
5-6 o'clock in the morning, so we didn't actually want food till much later on.
The chocolates you got when you said there was lots of chocolates coming up to Christmas, was that like Quality Street or
Gold
something?
coins. We used to get the gold coins off bags.
Yeah.
And maybe a white bar. They know I love white chocolate, so I always get a bar of or a couple of bars of Milky Bar.
Way, yeah. Milky Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Milky Bar kid.
Milky Bar.
The tubs of chocolates you used to get back then, they used to be like 5 kilo things, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, 600 gram like they are now? Yeah. So what did you do on Christmas afternoon? Was it just a sleep
normally,
fest?
Yeah, you're normally vegging out. Once you've managed to stuff that Christmas pudding down, we were normally vegged out and watching, like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
On
James
the
Bond
telly.
film.
Yeah.
I used to love the James Bond films on a Christmas.
And then you're absolutely knackered by the end of the day, so off to bed. And then the next morning or the next day, Boxing Day, it's always a curry, like chicken and turkey curry.
That sounds nice.
And all the leftovers in it. You used to always have to curry, yeah.
Oh, that sounds nice.
That's
We
nice.
didn't. No, that would have been good.
Yeah, we weren't big on curry. I think Mum mustn't have liked curries, but yeah, I like curries now. I don't like hot curries, but I like
these were not
curries
hot.
now,
They were well, it was just,
korma.
I say curry. It was like everything fried up in a pan, sort of curry-like, you know. And it was always tasty, and we'd have them in, and cold meat sandwiches as well.
Yeah,
the cold meat and all the pickles.
Oh,
yeah.
Love that.
Oh yeah, the pickles.
And the pickled red cabbage, piccalilli, Branston pickle, creamed horseradish, and things like that in these meat sandwiches. Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
And we'd always have doorstep bread as well.
Yeah, lovely. It sounds like all of you used to sort of just have like the day at home on Christmas.
Pretty much.
Pretty
We get visitors.
That's what Christmas was
sometimes,
about. I think it was kind of like a big family, but your own family, sort of thing. And
I think I said before that one of my best memories of our Christmases was we used to do that up until dinner time. Then everyone would have a little bit of a rest just after dinner, and then we'd all pile over to my auntie's in Bristol. All the family used to go there, and we used to stay there till like the early hours of the morning.
Didn't you find that awkward though? If you had a present that was like too big and you couldn't take it with you, but you wanted to play with it, you'd be sort of like.
Well, apart from the bike, I probably had. But no, most things I could probably take over there. I remember
you'd get extra presents then as well, wouldn't you? When
Yeah.
you go to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
and things.
Yeah. It's just it used to be really good, and all the grown-ups used to play like cribbage and all that sort of stuff, and Scrabble and everything.
Wow.
I used to really look forward to that on the Christmas afternoon. That was Boxing Day was our day of resting afterwards usually.
Yeah.
You're probably lucky because you grew up in a very sort of family orientated town.
We did back then. We were spread out. We were spread out, but we all used to go over to my Auntie Jan's, and my nan and
I was a more
granddad used to go
country
over
spread
there.
out. It was like you couldn't really go around to see grandparents and things.
I'd love to just go back and have one Christmas like that again. It'd just be
I
amazing.
totally agree. I miss those days. I think everybody does, don't they?
Be nice
Just
to
to
go
see
back and look from the
everybody we've
outside.
lost since then as well, just to go back
Wouldn't
and see
it?
everybody again. Just
I think it was nice to look from the outside, like the Scrooge, when he's taken by the Christmas past.
No, I think I'd like to be part of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to just sit out in the cold and look through the window.
I want some of that.
See, I'd tell myself to buy shears in certain things now.
But the one thing I always remember on Christmas Day, though, is the smells. The Christmas dinner, the mince meat, and it just, and
Brussels sprout
smells
farts.
Do you know what? Do you know what? We used to go and shop at Cribbs Causeway. It's called is it Asda now? Yeah, it's probably Asda, is it? I can't remember. It's Asda. Massive fat Asda at Cribbs Causeway anyway. But it used to be called Carrefour, which is
that was French company.
that's right. Yeah,
Carrefour.
but Christmas
Yeah,
never started for me until we used to go shopping. We used to go on a Thursday night. We used to go shopping, and when they had the two big Christmas trees up on the front, on the porch, you had like the big shop, and then you had the big porch at the front. As soon as the two Christmas trees went up, then that was Christmas started for me.
This is where you get your celebrating Christmas in mid-November.
Probably, probably.
We always asked you to as well, but we tended to only start Christmas in December as well.
Yeah,
December 1st. You wouldn't put anything up Christmassy before.
No.
Yeah.
Right, sacrilege to do that.
We never do really, but it's just this year.
No, but as kids, as our family, and when we were children, that was really much a sort of unwritten rule.
Yeah, I mean, my mum used to always insist on taking the decorations down on the 5th of January.
Yeah, well, that was the 12th day.
The 12th day, but they don't do that anymore. I mean,
we do.
Do you?
Never liked to.
I have mine down Boxing morning.
It's bad luck.
Oh, really?
Ours are usually down before.
It's done now.
Yeah. Sure.
But by the time you get to New Year, you just think, right, I'm done with that now. I just want everything to be normal again.
But there is a day where we used to think it was bad luck to keep your.
Yeah, my mum used to insist it was bad luck.
Which is always a bit different. When we were in Asia, as I got older, and we lived in Asia a great deal of the time, the Christmas trees used to stay up all the way through till mid-October. They'd start to Christmas decorations were often up all year round, which was quite frustrating.
It's getting earlier and earlier now, those celebrations. Isn't it?
It's just they didn't take them down. It wasn't really. They just couldn't be bothered. Actually, I think a lot of it was to do with the fact that Chinese New Year fell in sort of mid-February, sort of mid to late February sort of time, so they'd keep the decorations at least until
just
then,
take them down
and then a month or so after that they'd still be there.
Yeah, that makes sense actually, doesn't it?
Right, I think I'm going to wrap this up here because I think we're probably about an hour-long video today.
Can I just tell you about my drum?
You can tell us about your drum.
When I was a kid, about 6 or 7, my mum bought me this drum, like a military drum, and I loved this drum.
Is that like with the strap?
Yeah, it went round you. It had like different military stuff around the side of it. Loved it, absolutely loved it. And then Boxing Day, I couldn't find it for the life of me. Couldn't find it anywhere. I looked and it was like, Mum, I don't know. I don't know. What did you do with it? Where did you see? Never. And anyway, my mum then about, I suppose, 25 years later passed away. And my brother said, look, we're going to have to clear out the loft. And right in the corner of this loft, hidden behind a old picture, was this bloody drum covered in dust. She'd obviously taken it for, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
That was a bad purchase.
Yeah. Instant regret.
So do you still have that drum now?
I've got the drum, yeah, I've got the drum, and it's like, yeah, I'll keep that.
That's something to keep, that.
Yeah. Trouble is, Fox has found it.
Oh, no.
So it's going to end up in the loft again for another 35 years or what have you.
Well, that was a great story to end up on. So thanks for joining in. Thanks everybody for coming down.
Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant.
A little Christmas meet-up in Nina. And I will see you tomorrow for I think probably some more wheels. So thanks guys, bye.
Thanks everyone, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.